Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Morning News.
And a former R&B singer is once again back in the spotlight. Up next, Clarence McNair is joining us to talk about suicide prevention with the release of his best-selling book. It is 8:42, and you're watching Fox 45 Morning News, all local, all morning. It is 8:44. During the pandemic and a time of isolation, it is especially important to think about the way that your thoughts can impact your emotions. This morning, former Motown artist turned best-selling author Clarence McNair is joining us to shed some light on suicide prevention with the re-release of Give It One More Try. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about the book.
Released the book last year. The title, Give It One More Try. This title was so important to me because so many times in my life, after my music days with Motown Records, I had to constantly tell myself not to give up. I felt hopeless. I felt like there was no help for me. I felt like I had let my family down, and I felt like I didn't have anyone to turn to. So I would have dark days of thinking about just giving up. And that's why I decided to name the book Give It One More Try, because I would actually tell myself, you need to give it one more try. You need to keep moving forward.
I'm sure people are surprised to hear that you would lose hope after having so much success. How did you turn things around? How did you find the light again?
Well, first of all, one of the things, my foundation, and what I find is that so many people, a lot of times when you enter into those spaces, you feel like there's no help. You don't have anybody to turn to. For me, I grew up in a home where I saw my mom. She was really, really strong, and she would overcome so many different challenges and obstacles. So I had that right there as a foundation. But outside of that, I realized that what I experienced had to be for a bigger reason than myself. And a lot of times we go through things in life and we get lost in that whole experience. And I saw my experience as a way to help other people if I could just keep moving forward, not give up, and give it one more try.
It's amazing perspective. You're re-releasing this book. What made you think that now is the time that people could use this?
I was in a supermarket, and Time magazine said we have entered the age of anxiety. And with the pandemic hitting, I realized that right now, I'm a musician. We don't have the concerts right now that we would have. Even though restaurants are opening up, it's not what it used to be. Families had to readjust to this new way of life. And unfortunately, for so many people like myself, I've had enough time throughout my life to work on myself, to get with a psychologist, to continuously put work and build myself up. So it's not to say that I'm not affected by this pandemic, but I've had enough time to experience the ups and downs and be in a position of uncertainty to work on myself, to gear up. So in this moment that we're in right now, there are so many people that just need help. And someone who looks like me, I feel like I'm very, very relatable. A lot of times people don't reach out to help because they feel ashamed. They feel like an outcast. And I feel that it's our responsibility, all of our responsibilities, especially for someone like myself who've sold records, who have fans, who've created great music, to take a stand and get out here and tell people, listen, I know you may be in a dark place. I know that the change may be affecting you. I know you may not feel like you have anyone to turn to, but don't give up. Give it one more try. It's worth it. In this book, it talks about my journey and how I overcame anxiety, panic, and depression.
Clarence, your experience is going to help so many. Thank you for joining us this morning and sharing it with us again.
Thank you for having me.